a 91-year-old lady calls in saying she was just...
Let me be a little bit more specific. Your DNA went off her underwear.
Progressing from you being in the living room to going into her room, and then her underwear is on the ground.
That's a horrible thing. You're not telling the truth about things. This woman deserves to have the truth.
I know you remember. This is something you're not going to forget.
Officers responded to a quiet neighborhood after receiving a frantic call from an elderly lady, claiming that someone has sneaked inside her bedroom during night and did the unthinkable.
I think the reason you went into that bedroom was to have some sort of sexual relations with.
I'm at a house, a 91-year-old lady calls in saying she was... We get on scene, she's beat up really bad.
Officers then starts to look around the area for even the smallest clue of the suspect.
So she saw a shadow approaching her, and all of a sudden he just started like wailing on her. She's significantly injured in her face and got a big gash on her arm. She's 91 years old. So she says that the guy sounded Hispanic and he was telling her to be still and penetrated her with his fingers. And she said that he felt like he was not erect, but maybe trying to be. She said it lasted about 15,
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says he never took off his pants.
She said he never took off his pants, and it lasted about 15-20 minutes, and he left about 5 to 10 minutes prior to us going 97.
Hey, did you see anybody run through here or anything?
Not to my yard, but then again, I went in the house at 9:30 to eat dinner.
Okay.
And came back out with my son and said he saw all the cars coming up here.
Okay.
Nobody's been in my yard because I got dogs out and stuff. I mean, I've known this lady since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
In the midnight of June 9th, an elderly woman saw a dark shadow figure trying to sneak into her room, and before she can even react, the suspect lunged at her and started punching her on the face. And when she became exhausted from fighting back, the man her before leaving the house 15 minutes later.
I was out in the back working in my shop. I guess when all this was going down, I never heard nobody yell or anything. That's what was weird.
During the night?
Yeah, last night.
I didn't...
Do you guys have videos, man?
Well...
The news spread like a wildfire in a small town of Reddick, and Marion County Sheriff even offered a $5,000 reward for attackers' information. 9 days after this horrific incident, investigator took a teenager named Jesse Stone, also referred to as Randy John, into the custody, who had often stopped by the woman's house to talk with her. And at that Sunday night, a neighbor's security camera captured him running from her house.
Man, you doing all right? You need anything? All right, Jesse, I'm Ryan, and we're gonna come in here and talk to you just a little bit, okay? We're waiting for your mom to get over here, just so we can all be here and talk and figure out what's going on, all right?
So we sent your DNA and the sex kit up to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who does the testing and stuff for stuff like that.
Okay.
The suspicion on Jesse was already too high, and the DNA report only made things much worse for him.
Is there any reason at all that your DNA would be on her clothes?
Yeah, we when I said goodbye to her, we hugged, like a slight hug.
Okay.
That's...
Let me be a little bit more specific. Your DNA went off her underwear.
What?
And so I want you to really use this time here to be honest with me about what happened that night. Because I think that we know what happened, and I think that your mom knows what happened, because she also wrote down a list of times that you went in and out of the house that night, to include the time that the call came in. And I think you probably know that you wouldn't be in here.
Detectives then shows his grandma the horrific condition of the woman.
She deserves the truth to be told. Personally, I can't believe that this is a horrible thing. That's a horrible thing. It's hard for me to believe, too. It's really hard for me to believe, too, that you would do a thing like this.
I didn't.
But how many times have you been caught in lies?
I know.
And this is the whole reason why you're on restriction. It's because you're not telling the truth about things. This woman deserves to have the truth. She deserves it, and you know that.
What?
Don't say whys, Randy John, because why doesn't exist here.
I wasn't at her house.
Randy John, it's across the street. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face. I've never seen you hurt anybody, but
I don't wonder.
What the hell are you doing outside at that time of night? It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Randy John, it doesn't make any sense. There's a million different things you can do. Being outside where you don't belong, and you know you don't belong out there.
I'm sorry, but I'm an outdoorsy person.
You're not an outdoorsy person. You're a sit in front of the TV kind of guy.
I don't have TV. I'm outside.
Well, I don't know. I hope and pray you did not do this to this woman.
didn't.
I hope and pray. I hope and pray you did not do this. Because this is horrific. This is a human being. She deserves justice. She does. If this would have happened to your sister, what would you do? For her, at least. If you care about her, tell the truth. Tell the truth. We've been down that road before where you've been lying about something. You swear up and Randy John, you've lied about stuff before.
Randy is too much addicted to adult videos, but the even bigger concern is the type of video he watches.
If she was kind of in front of you, show me what you were doing.
I was just kind of like holding it there so she couldn't really see me. And I was holding it down a little harder, closer to her mouth so she couldn't really scream or yell.
Okay.
Why'd you put the pillow over her mouth?
So I didn't want her to scream. I was just shaking.
Was she screaming?
She was trying to say something.
Okay. What were you watching on the iPad?
Randy's addiction was so bad that he was watching these videos on the woman's iPad on June 9th before going into her room.
You said something very specific that you were watching videos. Tell me about that.
Just YouTube videos.
You sure about that? Because what I find hard to believe is that you can tell me what kind of videos you were watching. They were YouTube videos, but you can't tell me what happened after you put the pillow over her mouth. I think you were watching something else on that iPad. Sometimes the hardest part of the story is the thing we give the least detail about. And I can understand it, man. You're 14, you have so much more of your life to live. But what we need to understand, man, is we need to understand the truth. And I think you're telling most of the true story here. But I think you're conveniently leaving some parts out. Because it's probably been eating at your heart, man. So I know it's in there. I need you to take this off your heart, man. So I don't buy the whole I don't remember. So I know you remember. I don't think you're some cold-hearted killer that doesn't remember. Because we deal with those kinds of people too, man. But I don't think Randy John's that guy. Tell us what happened.
This shuts down the memory loss excuse and pressures the suspect to provide detail instead of avoiding, and it makes him feel like confessing won't label him as the worst kind of criminal.
When I first got into the room, she was turned on her side.
And then what?
And just kind of stepped forward to make sure she was still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she heard me move, but we saw in the corner of her eye that she turned. Like just her head, she turned. And that's when I put the pillow on her.
Okay.
And she started grabbing my shirt. And that's when I let one of my hands off the pillow to try and get her hand off my shirt. And she was able to move the pillow. So I put both my hands on her face, one on her eyes and one over her mouth.
Like, did you hit her face or you just covered her?
Just covered it.
Okay.
And then what happened, man?
Randy, once again, doesn't want to tell the whole truth. The woman has severe bruises on her arms and face, and it was clear that she had fought desperately to resist the attack.
She started to try and get the rest of her body off the bed. She grabbed hold of one of my arms, and I was pulling away, and I let my other hand off her mouth to try and pull her off from my wrist. She tries to get up, and I think the first time I hit her was when I was trying to get her back down.
What did you hit her with? Did you have like a bigger fist, or was it like a slap, or?
I think it was more of a slap.
Okay.
I started trying to find something I could use to wrap her arms up.
Did you find anything?
I was trying to get the blankets I could, but she kept. I don't remember if I wrapped her arms with my arm or if I rolled her over. I don't remember what I did.
Where would you have rolled her over to? You said she was on her side and...
I would have pushed her onto her stomach.
Okay.
Is that just to keep her from, like, flailing off the bed, or what was that for?
To put her in a position where she couldn't, like, just reach up and grab me. She was moving her legs around a lot, and I was just trying to get her to stop moving.
Is that why you got on top of her?
I believe so.
You believe so or you know so? That's what I'm trying to understand, man.
I don't remember everything.
I know you remember, Randy. Don't. Well, we've already gone through that. I know you remember. Is this something you're not going to forget? I know you remember. Wrapping her arms up, man. You're putting her on her stomach. Help us understand that, man. Because I know you're not going to forget that.
Did you her? Okay. But were you on top of her? How did it end up on the floor?
I grabbed about where the waistband was to pick her up. She like twisted or something, and my arm slipped down her legs. I'm not sure if that's when they came.
Despite the detective's efforts, Randy continues to conceal the truth, but it's only a matter of time before detectives break through his defense and obtain a full confession.
I feel like every time we're coming to something that's really difficult to talk about, right, John? You're telling me you don't remember. So what I'm trying to understand, man, is you're out there in our living room watching YouTube, and then you're watching material. I get it, man. I've been 14 before. I've been an adult. It's a totally normal and natural thing. What I'm trying to understand, man, is it went from progressing from you being in the living room to going into her room, and then her underwear is on the ground. Help me understand that. I want to believe you, Randy John, but I don't know if what you're telling me is plausible. I think the reason you went into that bedroom was to have some sort of relations with.
No.
Tell me.
I went in there to make sure she was still asleep.
For what reason? Because before you made sure she was still asleep and you just left. What I'm trying to understand is, man, why are you grabbing blankets and tying her arms up? You're a fast guy. You could have been out of there.
When she woke up, she grabbed my shirt.
I believe that. 100% believe that. What I'm trying to understand is how a 14-year-old young man goes from watching material in the living room and probably was aroused by that, and that's fine, totally natural, to going into this old woman's bedroom and then progressing to tying her up and putting her arms behind her back. I don't think that's how you planned on it going down. I think you did panic. I think that's reasonable. But I want to know that you're telling me the truth. We deal with this kind of stuff every day, man. Like I said, this doesn't make you a bad person, but I want to understand the truth, man.
Hey, Randy, you also need to remember we've already talked with. She remembers.
This was a great chance to get him to open up and explain what happened, but the female detective interrupted.
And I think you're being mostly honest with me, except for the parts that you just don't want to relive, man. And I don't want you to relive them either. But like we said from the beginning, man, from the jump, we're not doing this for us. This isn't about the sheriff's office. This is about.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a true reaction out of you when you saw those pictures. I know you're not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think you meant to hurt her that bad.
I think you went in there with maybe hormones got the best of you, and you were thinking with the wrong part of your body for a moment. I think you were just kind of caught in a bad situation.
Obviously, we know that your DNA is already on there, so we know that somehow you came into contact with them. I just want to know how. Was it some violent maneuver where you just reached in and just ripped them off, or did you?
She was on her stomach, like trying to get onto her knees to get up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to find a way to get her completely lying down. I was trying to lift her up to get her legs from under her. I lifted her by her underwear, and then I was trying to get her legs from under her, and then I ended up pulling them off of her, so that if I went, then no one would know about it.
She said, I'm sorry, she said if you what?
If you stop now, then no one would know, or something like that.
She said that to you? And what did you say?
I didn't say anything, I just let go of her.
Okay.
I grabbed her pillow and I put it on her head so that if she turned it, she wouldn't see me. I left through the door.
The same door you came out? Or the same door that you came in, and that was, you said earlier that was the living room door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I went to my house. When I went to open our screen door, I noticed there was blood, like, on my hand here. So I went over to our hose and I washed it off.
Like, I honestly still believe that you never really intended to hurt. Because you cared about her.
Yeah, I don't intend to hurt anyone.
But, one thing I'm still a little bit kind of unclear about is, what was the original reason that you went to her? Like, why did you go into her house that night? What were you planning to do?
Just chill somewhere where I wasn't being watched and I didn't have to quite be outside.
Okay, so were you planning to use her iPad?
Just something that came to mind when I was there.
So,
Kind of an opportunity deal.
Yeah.
and that's when you were watching the and stuff? Okay.
How many times have you gone in the house like this? Kind of in the middle of the night?
That was the first time.
And
Every other time that I've been walking outside, for the most part, just chilling outside, either in the backyard or across the street.
you know, have you tried her doors before? Because it's kind of odd that the first time you got in was the night she left the door open. Explain that to me. Because I know from when I talked to Detective Hardigan before we came and talked with you, you made a statement to them about how she always locks her doors.
Yeah.
So help me understand that, Randy John. The one night she leaves the door unlocked, you make it inside.
I went over there the first time, and I decided to see if the door was open. But I didn't go to that door first. I went to her sliding doors on the other side of the house.
Right.
The porch door?
No, next to the kitchen counter, next to the table. It's like,
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah, that's the, it's like blinds there.
Yeah.
I tried those doors first, and they were locked. And then I went to the kitchen window and I tried to see if that would open.
There are always some factors behind such a horrifying mind. In Randy's case, his mother abandoned him when he was only 5-year-old, and shortly after his father also left him. Since then, his grandmother took him under her care. But over time, he became more and more aggressive. His mom also blocked Jesse from seeing his sister, which only added to his anger.
How old were you when you started watching the videos?
My friend showed them to me when I was 10.
10. So you've been watching them since you were 10?
Off and on, yeah.
How often do you think you were watching them before you got put on restriction?
Once or twice a week.
What kind of stuff were you watching? Looking at pictures? Were you watching videos?
A mix of both.
A mix of both. And what site did you normally use?
XNXX.
XNXX.
Jesse Stone was later charged with sexual battery and burglary with battery, and he was sentenced to 25 years in a state prison, followed by 30 years of sex offender probation.